Hello and welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be reviewing the live action Little Mermaid 2023. Because apparently there were other live action Little Mermaids, but they were not Disney. So anyways, this is the Disney live action Little Mermaid. And if you haven't seen any of my coverage, like trailer reactions for this, well, first of all, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Not that one, which I just got. She's cute. I don't know what to name her. Let me know if you have an idea. But no, the other elephant, my face. I'm burnt, I know. And no, it's not because I was on the beach or under the sea. It's because I was at work and stupid me forgot to put on sunscreen. So let this be a lesson for me, and future you watching this. By the way, thank you. To put on sunscreen because it is important. So yeah, back to the regularly scheduled, well, somewhat regularly scheduled program. But anyways, if you've seen any of my previous coverage of this, you know that The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney animated movie ever. Like, I grew up on it. I grew up watching it constantly, nonstop on VHS. And this Aladdin, but this one is still my favorite because I love undersea creatures, as you can tell from the orca, which is my favorite animal. Just saying. Kind of sad there was no orcas in this movie, but I do realize that this is kind of like supposed to take place in, like, maybe not Jamaica, but like Caribbean vibes. So yeah, which, by the way, loved it. Beautiful. Makes total sense. Just saying, because Sebastian has a freaking Caribbean song. So yeah. Anyways, so when I first heard that this was going to happen, I was nervous because I'm like, if they, well, so I knew Halle Bailey was going to be Ariel, and I was kind of nervous because I know she can sing, but singing Ariel's songs is not easy. Props to Jodie Benson because I love her voice and she's so sweet and she's so supportive of Halle Bailey, and she like gave her like the green light, not the green light, but like her props or whatever you want to call it. But I love that. So, but anyways, I was nervous, but I was impressed. I went into this movie like, well, obviously nervous and not knowing what to expect or how good. Well, I will say I actually did not go into it like totally blind or deaf or whatever, because I did listen to the soundtrack the Friday before it came out, so sorry. But it was amazing, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, this movie blew it out of the water. First thing I want to start off with is, to other people that have a problem with Halle Bailey being cast as Ariel, don't be such a guppy. Also, to the people that have a problem with her being Ariel because she's a person of color, fuck your racist ass. Anyways, let's get into the changes. So, Ariel's first time at the surface. Instead of going to the surface to ask Scuttle about dingle hoppers, she has never been to the surface and talks to Scuttle underwater. Which, by the way, I loved the scene where Ariel called a fork a tiny trident. That was hilarious. And it made more sense, although dingle hoppers is iconic. But yeah, Scuttle, I like the change that he is a water bird. At first I wasn't okay that they met the bird in the water, but I think I'm okay with it considering that Ariel, Sebastian, Flounder, etc. all talk underwater already. So why wouldn't Scuttle talk underwater if they were to go underwater? So yeah, the shark encounter. I think it was cool that she used the mirror trick from Jurassic Park. Also, I'm getting ahead of myself because can we talk about the new Disney 100 logo? That it was so pretty. And I don't know if it's on YouTube yet, but I hope it is on YouTube because I could watch that like forever. And I love the fact that Pride Rock is in the background now. I don't know how long that's been in the background, but I think it was cool. I loved it that Prince Eric has his own collection of things now, because I don't think he had that in the original. I'm pretty sure he did it. And also that little green Little Mermaid, I need them to start selling that now because I will buy a billion of them. Like, it's so pretty, and I love Ariel. I love the Little Mermaid. I love Halle Bailey because she is so talented and did such an amazing job. Also love Chloe Halle, the Groot, and I love Chloe Bailey as well. Also for the green Little Mermaid thing, I think it was really interesting when she chunked it in the water. It really made me emotional seeing her do that and seeing Sebastian and Scuttle's reaction to it just floating down. Oof, that was so sad. So sad. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself because the quote at the beginning, but a mermaid has no tears and therefore she suffers so much more, which is from the original book story by Hans Christian Andersen, The Little Mermaid, which is very dark, especially compared to this one. Even the original, I have never read the original, which that quote alone makes me really want to, because that's a really good quote and really sad, but really powerful. Oh, I found it interesting that Prince Eric washed up ashore and the royal family adopted him. And that got me thinking. I was like, wait, did they ever show his parents in the original? And come to find out, they never did. So it was a change. Well, I don't really consider that actually a change. I think it was just an addition, and I think it made sense. And it really actually paid off considering that he washed up ashore from a shipwreck, and then his adopted father eventually died from a shipwreck. I think that was sadly full circle, but powerful as well, and really gave him backstory. And also really gave his mom backstory as to another reason why she hated the sea, which I'll get into that in a minute. I loved it that Ariel helped Max get to safety when he was trying to swim to a small boat. I think that was really cool, really just amazing and sweet, and just shows how kind and genuine of a person. The actress is kind of genuine as well, but how kind and genuine Ariel is. I thought it was also interesting that both sides, this is what I was going to get into, both sides, the humans and the merpeople, thought the other side was the reason for each of their problems. Mermaids causing storms and sinking ships, humans sinking ships, and then the mermaids having to clean up the mess. Also, this wasn't shown in the new live action, but in the direct-to-video prequel movie, The Little Mermaid: Ariel's Beginning, we find out that King Triton's hatred for humans is personal because they killed his wife, Ariel's mom. Also, this was never fully said in the original, but Ursula is Triton's sister, and they confirmed it. This was in the storyboard for the original, but it never made it to the actual movie. And the only thing that said that Ursula says about it in the actual movie, in the actual original movie, is that she mentioned she used to live in the palace. However, it was made canon in the Broadway musical. I love the change of how Prince Eric finds out Ariel's name. I don't know how she knows astronomy, but I thought it was nice and it connected them more. I think it was cool. So I want to talk about changes to the music, or additions to the music. I liked it that they removed the idle babble verse in Poor Unfortunate Souls, which basically talks about like men on land prefer women to not do idle babble, so to not talk really, which is bullshit. And I also liked it that they changed a few words in Kiss the Girl so that it didn't seem like Eric was trying to force himself onto Ariel. So also, I'm kind of glad that they removed Le Poissons. I butchered that, I know. The Cook's song from the original, because that would have been disgusting in live action, I'm just being honest. Oh my god, can you imagine? No thanks. However, I'm sad that they removed Daughters of Triton. However, another change is that their names in this new movie are different. Their names in this one, instead of all beginning with an A, they all end with an A, except for Ariel. But the daughters' names are Mala, Karina, Indira, Perla, Tamika, and Caspia. So, and then Ariel. But yeah, beautiful names still. And also, they all look freaking beautiful. And come to find out, all their tails are representative of a actual species of fish. I don't know if that fish is found in the sea that they're supposed to represent, but yeah. I know I kind of went off topic from music, but speaking of music, the songs were amazing. Even the new songs were amazing. There was also a cut song Triton had his own song, which is not on the obviously because it's cut, but it's on the HSN version of the album, which I did buy. It hasn't arrived yet, so there was a teaser on Twitter, and it's not like it's not fantastic, which I mean, it's probably why it was cut, unfortunately. But it did sound interesting, and it actually is like the score or the backing track is from the original movie. There's a Twitter thread that I'm gonna try to find and insert so you can see it. One new song that was very short, but I enjoyed it a lot was, and it made me very emotional, but it was the Part of Your World reprise 2. I thought it was fantastic. Part of Your World, of course, is like, it's my favorite Disney song for the most part, and the reprise is beautiful, and the new edition of a new reprise, whatever, however you say it, is, I loved it. And I could listen to so many variations of the reprise. Like, I love it. Give me more. But the special effects, the CGI was fantastic. There were some parts where Ariel looked a little weird. I remember one part where she was swimming backwards and it looked a little off, and one other time where it was very obvious it looked kind of like they just pasted her face onto like the CGI double of the body. But aside from that, the CGI was pretty good. However, one last nitpick I will say is that I expected a lot more creatures for the Under the Sea number. I wanted to see the whole ocean put on a show, but instead we got a few tide pools worth of creatures. But maybe they didn't do that because of budget. So if that's the case, I understand. I love Jodie Benson's cameo, and the joke payoff with the dingle hopper was fantastic. It was so funny. Oh my god, my crowd laughed so much at that. It was so funny and so sweet. One thing I will say is that they didn't make the sea seem that appealing. I love the sea. In reality, I love the sea, but I would not want to live in dark water. I guess that makes me a guppy, but oh well. Really stuck out to me that were hilarious. Well, before I get to that, I want to talk about like scary parts. There's two for this as well that really stuck out to me. Ursula's human form, Vanessa, which that actress is freaking fantastic because she scared the shit out of me. Just saying. That scene was so scary. The second scene that was kind of scary, or pretty scary, was seeing Ariel get shot by Ursula's electric eel minions, Flotsam and Jetsam. Oh my god, that was so scary. But on a lighter note, two scenes that I found hilarious were, the first one was when Ariel said that she was told that Ursula is a sea witch, and Ursula was like, a what? I'm pretty sure that's what she said, but it just cut straight to her and she was like, huh? A what? It was so funny. The second scene that was hilarious to me was when Scuttle comes back into the room in the palace where Ariel is staying, and the first thing they ask is if Ariel has killed the prince yet. That was so funny. Oh my god. I'm like, are you not listening? Like, she doesn't want to kill the prince. She wants to do something else to the prince, but not killing. Just saying. And I don't blame her, because Prince Eric, another thing I was worried about, that actor, I can't remember his name, and I haven't really seen him in anything else, so I really was nervous. But number one, he's very attractive shirtless as well. And number two, I didn't know he had his own song, which is not, it was just a change, but I loved his song, number one. Number two, wait, that wasn't number two. Anyways, yeah, very attractive, very talented, and he sings really well. I was really surprised. Aside from the new reprise, whatever, that's up there with like, because I think there's 4 new songs. That's up there in like my favorite of the new songs. So I love this movie. I understand, some people may not like musicals. Some people may not like The Little Mermaid. It may not be their first choice as or their favorite Disney movie, which, we all have our favorites. It's okay, I understand. But I don't think anybody should say that this is not a good movie, because I think it is. And I think Chloe Bailey did an amazing job. Also, 2 things that I found interesting is that for Part of Your World, she not only went up in key for the whole song, the whole song was sung at a higher key, but she also went to a higher octave in the ending of Part of Your World, and you can hear it. It's obvious. Like the octave jump is definitely noticeable, and it's beautiful. And no shade to Jodie Benson, because what she did was fantastic, and it paved the way for the new Ariel, for the 2023 Ariel. I love both equally, and I will say I think this is my favorite out of all the Disney live actions. And I hate to say that because, well, I don't hate to say that, but I'm shocked that I'm saying that, because before this, Cinderella, which didn't really have any music in it, also disappointed about that. But however, the acting in Cinderella, the live action Cinderella, was incredible, and until this, that has been my like top number one Disney live action. Lion King was number two because it was a little too auto-tuney for me. I love Beyonce, don't get me wrong, like, come on, it's Beyonce, but it was a little too overproduced, and I wanted a little less auto-tune and a little more real voice. And I think this is a perfect marriage of both, because you can kind of tell that some people had a little more help than others, which is, you know, you do you, but I think it wasn't too much in my opinion. But yeah, I think I got everything out that I wanted to say, all my thoughts. Oh, going back to that thought that I just friggin' run off on a tangent and never completed. I know this may not be everybody's favorite Disney movie, but I think it is still a good movie. And for the people that like hate bombed it, there's a special place in hell for you. And I think there's a difference between not liking a movie versus going out of your way for weeks, months, days, whatever at a time, like non-stop, just hating it, review bombing, all that stuff. Like, if you don't like a movie, move on. Find something that you do like and love the hell out of it, but don't just constantly rain your negativity, your fucking bigotry, racist ass thoughts on a movie. Like, don't. But yeah, and I know the comments are probably going to be interesting, probably gonna ignore them, but anyway. But yeah, that's what I thought of this movie. I loved it, and I hope you love it too. Sound off in the comments below if you loved it. If you're racist, go to hell, go somewhere else, because I don't have time for it. But yeah, I'll see you in my next review, which will definitely be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, because it comes out this Friday, Thursday. So I'm excited for that as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please like, comment, and subscribe. And also hit that notification bell to receive notifications whenever I post new videos. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.